In a passionate address, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas vowed to seek full state recognition at the UN Security Council next week. It's a blow to the U.S., which leveraged its diplomatic weight to derail the bid and which now promises to veto. But that's not halting worries from growing in Israel, with the very real possibility it may have to return lands that's occupied for years. RT's Paula Sleer has more.
Benny Raz wanted to meet us here in one of Israel's bustling cities. He wants to talk, but not in his own settlement, where he's seen as a troublemaker.
People, they are afraid to talk because if they talk, they throw him away from the job like they throw me from my job.
But Benny won't be shut up. He says he's tired of being used as a pawn by the government. 30 years ago, the state made it easy for him to buy a house. He didn't have the money, so they offered him a cheap one. The only catch, it was in a West Bank settlement. Now, years on, he wants to leave, but can't because his property has halved in value since he bought it.
So they ask who's going to help me to go out from here? They say no one, because the government doesn't want the people leave the West Bank. After then, when she have agreement with the Palestinians, she will have to show that it's full of people and the people doesn't want to leave.
Benny says 1 in 2 settlers want out, but the government does everything it can to keep them in. Most of the land here is barren and difficult to farm, but that hasn't stopped settlers from building on it. In the last 2 months alone, construction has begun on more than 2,000 projects here in the West Bank.
Municipalities get extra money from the Ministry of Education for extra teachers, or extra money from the Ministry of Infrastructure for more infrastructure, means less payment by the settlers. These were the biggest incentives that are not written anywhere in the book.
Estimates suggest Prime Minister Netanyahu spends nearly $1 billion a year just to keep the settlements going. But that has to come from somewhere, and tens of thousands of Israelis did the maths. The answers brought them onto the streets in numbers never seen before in Israel's history. But Netanyahu has no plans to leave the settlements, regardless of what it does to his economy or to the peace process.
There is no open political debate in Israel about whether it's right or wrong. They're just doing it. And we know about many settlements in the eastern part of the fence where you have lots of apartments which are empty.
As Palestinians head off to the United Nations, the Israeli army digs in around the settlements. And with them in the way, the prospects of peace seem as likely as Benny Raz actually leaving the West Bank. Paula Sleer, RT, Kfar Saba.